When you focus on what you're trying to get in any situation, it's going to lead to scarce thinking. It's going to lead to you considering whether you're good enough to accomplish that, or maybe you'll start thinking about how to manipulate someone or how to say the right words, right? You begin to diminish all possibilities because that's just naturally the way you have been conditioned, so to speak. And so when you focus on what you're trying to get, that focus on self is going to come out in practically any situation. But when you focus in general on what you can give, that's an entirely different set of circumstances. So focusing on what you're trying to get leads to scarcity thinking. Focusing on what you're giving leads to abundance thinking, because everybody that you could interact with in any capacity, you have the opportunity to help them. You have the opportunity to serve them in some way. You have something to give, even if it's just a smile. From a business perspective, you have to believe in whatever it is that you're doing to the degree that you know it could help someone. That's a gift. And if you're doing business in the proper way, you're not doing it from a transactional perspective. You're doing it relationally, meaning when someone accepts your gift, right, and accepts your offer, then at that point, you truly begin to help them do better. That's about them. Do you benefit? You do. Yeah, the way you have to think about what you do for a living, and especially if you're building something of your own, is that you are always going to be underpaid at the beginning. That's the nature of how things develop. And most of the time, if what you are doing is of significant value for someone, then you are never going to reap the reward that they do. They're going to reap a much greater reward on what you're doing to help them than you are. And that should be okay, because that's what it's all about. The more you give out, right? The more you give of yourself and helping others in whatever you're doing, the better it will be, the accumulative effect for you. So each individual that you help is going to get a much greater value than your return. And if that equation is flipped around, you are playing the short game. That won't be sustainable. But if you're focused on helping someone get the best possible outcome, then that outcome is going to impact their life much greater than any financial benefit you get. Now, you will also get joy. You will also get fulfillment. You will also get the vibrations that feel so amazing for knowing you helped someone. So you do get some other stuff in addition to whatever financial remuneration you get. But the real thing to recognize is it is stacking those things over time that builds you a massive outcome, if that's in fact what you're trying to do. It's helping others in a massive way for a little return for you, but doing that so many times that your return is great over time. It's a very, very simple way to think it. But the general rule here is if you are focused on what you can get, you are going to create scarcity in your life. And if you are focused on what you can give, you are going to create abundance. It's just a simple fundamental.